Alright, we have a lot to cover in this video, including the latest updates on the stimulus packages, 2.2 million stimulus checks that just went out the door today, and $42 billion that is up for grabs. All of the details in this video, so let's get into it. But before we do, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information, and so we can reach 1 million subscribers right here on the channel by the end of the year, because the more people we have here in this community, the greater the impact we have going forward, especially as we use our influence to reach out to Congress to issue permanent raises for all of these beneficiaries that we advocate for right here on the channel, as well as additional stimulus checks. With that being said, thank you. I truly appreciate you. And just remember, I am back every day as your daily advocate and as your voice to continue moving forward to get additional relief for everybody. All right, that's awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's talk through the details. Let's first start with an update on the stimulus packages. Where do we stand? Well, today, a procedural vote was held in the Senate by the leader, Chuck Schumer, who is the leader in the Senate on the Democratic side. He brought it to the floor in the Senate, and it failed. Well, this comes as no surprise because we knew this going into it. Basically, everybody was coming out saying, we're not voting for it because there's no text yet. We have no clue what we're even voting for. So Chuck Schumer knew it was going to fail going into this, but he said, let's bring it anyway and just kind of see what happens. Here's what's kind of interesting about this. Every Republican voted against it. Every Democrat voted in favor of it, except for Chuck Schumer actually voted against it. I mean, that's just the funniest thing. So yeah, anyway, it got 49 votes. It needed 60. So yeah, we were 11 shy, but it's not really a big deal. This was just kind of a test vote anyway. So here's the thing. They should be coming back to hold another vote on this thing either later this week or early next week, like on Monday. So we're not worried about it that it didn't pass today. Not a big deal. We anticipated it was not going to pass at all today. It's just kind of a test vote, just to kind of get everybody all geared up and ready for the real thing here coming up soon. So just kind of feel the waters, kind of give it a little test, testing the waters, dipping your toe in kind of thing. That's basically what this was today. So not really a big deal, but I wanted to let you know because it's all over in the headlines right now. Just wanted to keep you updated. Here's another interesting point about the $3.5 trillion behemoth stimulus package. I came across some information today where they are actually estimating, rather than it being actually $3.5 trillion, they are estimating this thing to actually balloon up to $5.5 trillion. So to add another $2 trillion onto this thing. Imagine the biggest stimulus package in the history of this country, $3.5 trillion, and then you add the second biggest stimulus package on top of it. That's basically what it would be. So they're estimating $5.5 trillion on this thing. Now here's what's interesting about this. At the $3.5 trillion level, there'd be more than enough money available in it for a fourth stimulus check. If they add another $2 trillion, there'd be enough money in there for everybody and his brother and sister and all the kids to get a stimulus check for a long time, right? So my point is, that is a lot of money that they're going to be adding into that thing. $5.5 trillion. So yeah, there would be absolutely no excuse if they don't have a fourth stimulus check in the package, or even more goodies in there like, monthly stimulus checks? I mean, literally, who knows what at that point, right? That is just a ton of money. All right, anyway. That's the latest update on the stimulus packages. Let's talk about these 2.2 million stimulus checks that just went out the door today. Actually, when I came across this and I found it, I thought, this has to be old information because there's just no way that they're still doing this. But then I looked into it and it was dated today. So anyway, the IRS announced today that they just pushed out another 2.2 million $1,400 stimulus checks. So if you're somebody that is still waiting for your $1,400 stimulus check from way back in March of this year, you might be getting it. So you might want to check your account today, or over the coming days, watch your mailbox. Because if you haven't received it yet, you may just be receiving it maybe today as a direct deposit, or over the coming days in your mailbox as a paper check. So yeah, I didn't realize they still have 2.2 million payments to go out. But yeah, this now brings the total number of payments up to over 171 million payments that they've distributed so far. So, and they said right there in their announcement, they will continue to send them out on a weekly basis. So why they're not all going out right now? Well, not really sure, other than the fact that maybe the information is not really through the system yet. But either way, check your accounts, watch your mailbox. Hopefully it'll arrive if you didn't get it yet. So that's a lot of payments. 2.2 million payments again today went out the door. All right, wow. Anyway, let's talk about something else. $42 billion is up for grabs right now. What is it in the form of? Rental assistance. Let me tell you the stats on this thing because this is a little bit scary about this. So, with stimulus package number 2 and stimulus package number 3, they appropriated $45 billion plus for rental assistance for low-income people who were behind on their rent and to bring them current on their rent as well as pay future rents. Here's the thing. As of right now, they've only paid out $3 billion of the $45 billion that they have allocated for all of these individuals. Guess what else? At the end of this month, the eviction moratorium is expiring. So yes, unless they extend it out again, remember, it was extended out about a month ago. They extended it out by 1 month. Well, that 1 month is coming up really close here. In just a matter of a few days here, the eviction moratorium will be expiring, and they still have roughly $42 billion sitting there waiting around for somebody to grab it. Now, here's the thing. I've talked about rental assistance before on the channel. We've talked about it many times. Here's the unfortunate part about it. They have rental assistance to bring people current on their rent and to help them out for many, many months going forward with future rents. But here's the problem. It's not really eligible, as in it's not available for people who are receiving fixed benefits like we talk about so many times here on the channel, like Social Security, SSDI, retirement, disability, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB. Unfortunately, if you're receiving those benefits from the rules that I've looked at, unfortunately, those people are not eligible to get the money. It doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense. They have $42 billion knocking on the door, waiting for somebody to take it. But yet they say, oh, sorry, because you get monthly benefits, you're not eligible. You need to be collecting unemployment benefits in order to get this rental assistance. Does that make any sense? So here's the thing. We have millions of these beneficiaries, many of you right here on the channel that we continue to advocate for every single day, who are saying, hey, check it out. I'm really behind on my rent right now. I could really use $5,000, $10,000, maybe $15,000 toward my rent to help me catch up on back rents, to bring me current, and going forward with future rents. But yet, when we look at the rules, it says, oh, sorry, you're not eligible. So anyway, who knows? Maybe they will actually expand the eligibility for these programs so that more people can take advantage of this. They have $42 billion sitting on their books right now that they haven't even sent out. So you would think at this point, maybe, I don't know, the logical thing to do would maybe, I don't know, expand the parameters a little bit so that more people can take advantage of the program. I mean, that just seems like simple logic to me and common sense, but what do I know, right? I'm just a guy here talking on YouTube on videos, right? But here's the thing. Maybe they actually do something, but here's the problem. We're getting so close to this eviction moratorium, it's taken them 6 months to send out $3 billion. What are the chances that they're going to change the parameters and start helping out all of these millions of people? Or even, maybe it's not millions of people. Maybe it's just hundreds of thousands of people. Regardless, there's a lot of people out there who could really benefit from rental assistance right now. What are the chances they're going to change it within the next handful of days before potentially millions of people are potentially evicted? I don't know. I guess my approach would have been maybe be a little bit more proactive and, change the program a little bit so that more people can actually, get some relief during this time. I don't know. When I saw these numbers, I thought, this is just, once again, oversight, right? Somebody not keeping their eye on the ball and somebody just letting the program kind of fail. I just feel like it's so sad. There's millions of people out there who could really be using this money and the relief for the methods in which it was appropriated. But yet, we're just sitting here looking at $42 billion sitting there, waiting to be had by somebody, and they're not doing anything with it. Oh, man. It's just like, seriously, who dropped the ball, right? Anyway, I'm sure many of you could probably agree because you're probably looking at how much past due rent you have thinking, oh, man, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's frustrating. Seriously, that's all it comes down to. It's just frustrating that hopefully that they would open their eyes and say, hey, let's change the program and get this money out the door to people, right? So anyway, I wanted to give you an update with everything going on right now. If you've seen some of the headlines out there talking about this bill that failed in the Senate, don't worry about it right now. It was just a procedural vote, which is, in other words, just a test vote. In other words, he was just bringing it to the floor, kind of just to test the waters, see what everybody thinks, and then they were going to move forward with it. But don't worry, they're planning on voting on it again either later this week or early next week, probably on Monday. Not a big deal, okay? So if you see the headlines, don't worry about it too much, but we need to get this thing through so that we can start working on the next one. At this point, it's $3.5 trillion, but it looks like it's going to balloon up to $5.5 trillion based on what people are estimating. Wow, that's just a massive amount of money. I mean, I'm just thinking, like, what would that look like, right? I mean, could you, like, visualize stacks of $100 bills? I mean, what would that fill up? Like, how many semi-loads of $100 bills would that load up? Probably a few, right? I mean, it's just massive. First of all, have you ever done this? This is kind of fun for a second. Grab a scrap piece of paper and write out $5 trillion. It's a lot of commas and a lot of digits. I did it. I've been doing that a little bit lately just to kind of get a feel for like how much money that is. It's like, wait, how many sections of zeros am I supposed to put here? You know what I mean? It's kind of fun. At the same time, it's like, that is a massive amount of money. Anyway, just do it. It's just kind of fun to kind of look at that and be like, whoa. Right, that's what we're kind of dealing with. So anyway, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video. I will continue to keep you updated each and every day with everything going on right now. There's a lot happening on all the different fronts out there right now, but I will keep you posted. I want to do whatever I can to continue to be your voice and your advocate going forward on a daily basis. It's only a matter of time until we finally get something. Man, they are slow, but hopefully, you just never know. Sometimes it's a very slow process, but when they actually get into it, it can actually speed up a little bit. And hopefully we can get to that sometime soon here. Anyway, hit that subscribe button, share the videos with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other nearly 1,400 videos right here on the channel. Thanks again, I appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video.